What's up, Premium Chasers? Huge week for NVIDIA because the GTC 2025 conference starts today. And this is the biggest conference NVIDIA hosts, and they're going to be revealing a ton of amazing tech from AI, robotics, quantum computing. So this is a huge week, especially for us NVIDIA investors. We're going to be talking about all this news, as well as all of the setups and potential plays. Let's go. Also, one lucky commenter down below is going to win a free one-on-one option strategy call with me, so drop a comment for your chance to win. Guys, today, massive week for NVIDIA because it is GTC 2025. If you don't know, this is essentially NVIDIA's biggest conference of the year, wherever they're going to be talking about robots. They coming into their house. They hide your kids, hide your wife. All right, so, right, but in all seriousness, guys, we're going to be talking about the topics that they're going to be discussing at GTC 2025, what we need to be looking out for as NVIDIA investors, and of course, where the play's at. Where are we going to be smashing the juice button and collecting the juicy premiums from those options buyers, okay? So let's talk about it, okay? So first and foremost, these are the dates of what's going on, right? So this is happening from March 17th to 21st. Keynote is tomorrow. I'm going to get to why that's important here in a second. And then but that's the big one. The keynote is happening tomorrow. That's the big thing, all right? That's when the CEO's going up there and he going to hype this thing up and it's going to the moon, right? So let's go over and talk about quickly what they're going to be doing. And I apologize a little bit, guys. I had some computer issues this morning. I shot this video already, and now I'm a little upset, but I'm putting a smile on my face. So it is what it is, right? So there's a great article in Yahoo Finance. There's a nice little video that covers everything that's going to be talked about. Also, go follow me at OnlyPeterPro. I'll be putting out the live updates, as well as if you're inside of Option Seller Schools, I'll be putting stuff out there for you as well, live as it happens. But here are the big ones. Obviously, Blackwell, and I have my notes because I went through this article. It's fairly long, guys, so definitely go and read it for yourself if you're an investor. It's obviously important for you to understand and do your own due diligence, right? But obviously that Blackwell chip, right? That's going to be huge, right? So pay attention to that. Obviously, unveiling Rubin GPU and Vera CPU, right? These are the next gen AI processors, right? Bigger, faster AI models. And the demand for these NVIDIA chips is literally at an all-time high as well. Guys, can we were so blessed these past 2 weeks to be able to do our get in and out of cash secured puts out of NVIDIA and just collecting so much premium. Some even were able to get assigned at 115 or 110s on NVIDIA. Which is fantastic, because we're going to get into all that in a second, guys. Let's just go over some of the things, right? The big one I'm looking for, the AI and the humanoid robots. They coming for us, right? This is really NVIDIA's next play, right? Now, this to me is way future in my opinion, but we just don't know. I think the biggest industries that are going to take advantage of this the most, right? We all think robots, they're going to be in our house, they're going to, do all that stuff. I think we're a long way from that, but I think where it's going to be the biggest is manufacturing, logistics, healthcare stuff, right? That's where it's going to be massive. So that's what I'm looking for, news around that as well, because number one, they're going to make more. If this actually goes down, they're going to make more money in those industries than selling robots to us people, right? That are just going to make them do our laundry and cook us food, right? So but keep an eye out. That robotics panel, this is going to be. That robotics panel, I cannot wait to hear, because it's going to be so hype. There's going to be so much hype around it. And it's important to emotions in check, right? We're option sellers. Let the buyers get all crazy. Let the options buyers get all crazy. They're the gamblers. We're just, we basically have one strategy, and then we're going to be talking about what the setups are and what we're looking at. Obviously, the next big, there's so many big things. Quantum computing, right? This is huge, right? We've had last conference was a few months ago. The CEO was saying, hey, it's 15, 30 years out, right? But then Amazon, Google, they're nah, it's 5 to 10 years out. So this is going to be a little bit of a reality check on everything. So let's just see. I think they're doing something I believe it was Quantum Day or something like that. So all the big players like Ionic and stuff are going to be speaking about it. So keep an eye out. Obviously, this is still future, right? It's still future. And in CUDA and simulation updates, this is everybody's calling this AI secret weapons. Obviously, faster AI training, better simulations. So really interesting stuff there. So let's go into the setup, but just pay attention, guys, because at the end of the day, high level overview, what's going to be discussed here are all the biggest topics honestly for the foreseeable future, right? AI, robotics, quantum computing. These are the three biggest things that are making the biggest moves in our everyday lives. AI, robotics, and quantum computing. And that's literally what's going to be talked about this entire week, okay? So brace yourselves. It's going to be a really, really, really fun time, all right? So what are the setups? What are we thinking about in terms of setups, okay? So it's nice that actually we are having a little bit of a red day here on NVIDIA, still at 120. I mean, we had so many good opportunities, guys, really for like about this whole entire month, since the start of the month, really, to do cash secured puts, meaning we were able to say we'd be willing to buy 100 shares of NVIDIA and get paid juicy premium from those silly options buyers, right? Now, that's fantastic, right? That's fantastic, but what do we do now? What's next, right? We might have missed, hey, like getting in those cash secured puts. Well, number one, you shouldn't have missed it because the stock was basically in free fall. I mean, getting down to like 105, right? Getting cash, like insanity, right? So number one, like get your emotions in check. Number two, we are kind of just hanging out here, right? Above the 300-day moving average and the middle Bollinger Band, right? Why? Well, because the keynote's happening tomorrow. The biggest moves on NVIDIA are not going to happen, I believe, until that keynote actually happens, literally during it, okay? So that's what we need to be paying attention to. There's going to be a ridiculous amount of volatility, right? There's two options that you can do, okay? Number one, this is still good cash secured put territory. Like if you genuinely like NVIDIA and you love it and you're totally bullish on it long term, I still believe today, even being down around 1.5%, this is still a great opportunity to look at like the 110s, to maybe look at the 105 cash secured puts and collect some amazing premium. Let's go take a look at them, right? So we're just going to be here on the selling a put, and I'm just about 39 days out here. I'll go 39 days out. And we'll see, like, let's say you wanted to do, 110, right? Let's just say 110, right? Well, we see that we would actually collect $365 of premium on the 110s. And let's take a look at what our actual return would be on that. So obviously you would need $11,000 in collateral for that, right? Because every options contract is 100 shares. So if you're saying essentially, hey, I'm going to buy, 100 shares on April 25th for $110. So 110 times 100. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the workshop. It's in the pinned comment. Dude, this is the best options trading strategy out there. You're not sitting in front of your charts all day. You're not drawing abstract art. You honestly, and this is called, I call it the lazy man's way of options trading because I don't trade a lot. I literally just collect premium from options buyers and get in at companies I love at prices I want. And then I sell them at prices I want and I collect premiums along the way. And then I just like hit that juice button behind me for fun occasionally. Okay. So watch that workshop. I think for 99% of people, it's the best way to trade options because everything else is insanely risky. The worst thing that can happen here is like, okay, you buy NVIDIA at 110 and it goes down to like 80. But if you ever believe it's going to recover, like you're good, right? Like at least you're left with some. When you're an options buyer, you're literally paying like thousands of dollars for literally nothing. Like you don't have any asset or anything underneath that. Here, at least you have an asset of the most valuable company in the world. All right, let's go. 3.32% return on your money in a single month. But again, go watch that workshop. That's the first play. So if you're still like, hey, I want to still get into NVIDIA in some way, I think right now there's an opportunity still for cash secured puts. I really do. Okay. It's hard to, again, nobody knows what the market is ever going to do, but there's one thing that rule of thumb that I feel will serve us all well. Buy companies you love and buy them at better prices and DCA down. So NVIDIA at 110, I believe, is a great price to have it, right? Because it's still really far off its all-time highs. Second thing that can happen, right? Let's say you already own 100 shares of NVIDIA. I would do your own due diligence, do your own thing. I'm just dude on internet. I would say sit on your hands and wait until the keynote, because if NVIDIA blows up tomorrow and starts working its way literally past its 200-day moving average, it's like in the 130s, right? Again, maybe even 140s. Now's the time to go sell those covered calls, right? Don't sell your covered calls today, right? I wouldn't recommend it. Again, do what you want to do. It's your own asset, but your premiums will be tremendously better. So for example, if I just go onto the chain, I do selling a call that's 39 days out, you could see, like, let's say you did buy your shares at like 110, right? Like you bought them, you got assigned. You could sell, like you could do a covered call for April 25th, 39 days out. And let's say you did for 121 here. You'd collect $765. That's fantastic. But you're still capping your upside a little bit here at 121. Instead, if you waited till tomorrow, right, see what happens. Now, it's not guaranteed that the stock's going to blow up, but if history repeats itself, it usually has. And guess what? Let's say it shoots past like 130. Well, you would have missed out on all of those gains, and then you could have gotten into like a 140 covered call and still collected like $700 to $800 in premium. So that's how I like to do it. That's why most of the time I talk to, we basically have like a group chat of like all of us option sellers inside of Option Seller School. And like, one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is like us option sellers, we don't trade a lot. And that's the thing. The reason we don't trade a lot is because we're just kind of waiting around and waiting for setups to happen. We don't force setups. When you force things to happen, you get burned. That's when you get burned. That's when you start getting into companies that are pointless. You maybe watch some YouTube video and some guy's telling you to go get into some sketchy company. No, let's just focus on real great companies, buying them at fantastic prices, selling them at fantastic prices, locking in gains, and collecting premiums. If you want to learn more about that, watch the 60-minute workshop down below. I cover everything you need to know to start collecting some juicy premiums, and make sure you hit like and subscribe and drop a comment for your chance to win a free one-on-one option strategy call with me. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see y'all tomorrow.